What's up, guys? My name's Dean, or as most of you know me, Twisty, and today I'm going to be taking a look at probably the most anticipated feature of the brand new Bradman game, and that is the career mode. I have a big in-depth session again. Big thanks to Matt for helping me out and answering all my questions on that. So I do have a bunch of notes here that I've written down after listening back to our little audio recording of what happened here, and we're going to go through and see just what we can do. So obviously you've got two different career types. You can go with a star player or a brand new career. You can change the match difficulty or the selection difficulty, which will obviously determine if your selection difficulty is really difficult. It means you need to play at a much higher standard to be able to get selected for the better teams, and you can change that in-game as well. So if you are struggling to get selected, you might want to take that down a notch, or something like that, just so you can get selected. So we're going to jump into a rookie career here. We're going to go as John Smith. You can set up your batting all-rounder, bowling all-rounder, whatever stats you want to there. We're just going to go straight in. No setup required. So now you've got this brand new thing. It used to just be Australia and England domestic. You've now got all 10 test-playing nations will have their own domestic level competitions. So all of the test nations are Australia, Bangladesh, England, India, South Africa, New Zealand, Pakistan, like they're all there. Okay, so that is brand new. Sri Lanka as well, and West Indies and Zimbabwe. All right, so that's everything. We're going to jump into Victoria because obviously I'm from Victoria, and we're just going to have a look through a number of the teams here. So this is all your club level. This is where you will start your career if you've got a brand new career here. There's looks like about 20, 25 to 30 teams, could be even more. But we're going to jump in here as Geelong. And what you can actually do is, if your hometown or whatever isn't there, you can actually change it here in this customizable setting. You can change your HUD preview, you can change your logo, you can change your uniforms, you can change your home stadium if someone else has made it for you and you wanted to download it, or you can create your own custom stadium that is your local ground and use that instead. So there is so much more that you can do in this brand new career mode. Now we get to our career home screen. You've got a bunch of things. I'm going to go through them as quickly as I can. So first thing you'll see is advance to next event. That will pretty much put you forward on the calendar to your next match, your next tournament, your next series. That's when that will happen. You've also got a headlines tab here. That will come up with your selection status, how other competitions are going. Your My Player, so you can modify your appearance mid-career. You can change your batting and bowling statistics. Now I have the hiccups as I'm trying to record this, but you can change all your stats here. So this is obviously where you're going to upgrade your player. The cost will increase over time, so the higher up the stat that you want. So if you're trying to get from 84 to 85, instead of that cost being 20 skill points, it might be something like 10,000. So it is definitely going to take some time for you to rank up. You can choose to select one stat completely, or go sort of all-round stats, but that's entirely up to you how you want to play it, and that's just how the skill sort of balances itself out. You'll probably get a bit higher ranking if you go with a more balanced option. Here you can get extra career points by just doing these objectives that are on the screen here, and I think they will reset every time you complete one. If we go to the next lot of screens, because there are so many screens here, you've now got statistics. These are all pretty much empty here because we haven't played any matches, but that will obviously come up with your season statistics, very similar to how it does in Bradman Cricket 14. So right now we're going to just quickly advance to our next event, simulate a match, and then go through our statistics again. I will do this a little later on as well, once I do get into a star player career mode. Basically, it looks like this is a while before our first event. You can actually look at the calendar, which we will go through in a sec. So just going to simulate this one. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Come on, simulate it, please. You can also obviously do some training in the nets throughout each sort of day off, I guess, is something that you can do. So I think I made about 10 runs in that one. But yeah, let's go through the other screen. Dean, what are you doing? Come on, keep going, keep going. Alright, move across. Oh my god, I'm still going. Alright, I'll just skip to it. Alright, so here we're about to go into our statistics menu, and there's obviously a lot of other simulations that were going on during that time that we were simulating those matches. So all around the world was being simulated, and all around the world, not just the teams that I could potentially be involved in, all around the world. So we are here just looking at Australia at the moment. We are in the Victoria Cup, I believe, which is the 2020s for club level. All club level matches will be 2020s. From what I understand, and then once you progress up through the rankings, you'll try more formats, 50 over and test match cricket. So there we are. John Smith made a total of 52 runs across a couple of matches there, from 61 balls. So not a bad strike rate, but clearly should be better for, you know, what's the word? Should be better for something, but I don't know. For a T20, like pretty crappy striker. Anyway, so as you could see there, you could actually go through and select the country that you wanted to view, because as I said, all Test Nation playing countries are available in career mode, so you can go through and actually look at all of the things that are going on in their, you know, test match series, or not even that, if you wanted to just go through their domestic level, see which players are rising up alongside you. Because that is now a new thing with the dynamic selection, which I will get to in a moment once we jump into some gameplay. You can have a look here at the standings, you know, just the current test series that's going on with Australia and South Africa. You can see your calendar screen now. This is something I really wanted to get into, and this will obviously at club level, we've just got the one game per week on the Saturday. Once you get into some more international things, you will have a very, very packed schedule. So I will be showing you that a little bit later on here as well, as long as, you know, time will allow. I'm going to make this as long a video as I possibly can, because I know everyone's dying to see as much you know, detail and information about this career mode, and it is very much a lot more in-depth than the last one. Completely expanded, so many more teams, so many more clubs, it's crazy. So obviously now I just wanted to go back through, you know, and just have a look. We've got a lot of skill points which we can now spend. We've got about 20,000 skill points there. So as you can see, the cost increases every time you want to, you know, level up that skill point, which is, you know, why you can't just sort of max everything out at the start, but you can sort of do a nice even spread across the board with those ones. As we go back to our headlines, we can see we've got a bunch more now. So you get our match fee, and that will obviously be the same for every club match. I think it might be 2,000 for every club match that you actually get paid, or something close to that mark. Might be a little more, so that might be 3,000 there, I've just noticed. It tells me where we are in the standings, which is last, so that means we're doing pretty poor from our standings. Now, we've got international rankings down here, which I'm sure you are all waiting to see. Am I going to do it now? I think so. So this is basically something to strive for once you become captain, because last time you didn't have anything. So this is very similar to how the ICC rankings work, from what I understand anyway. Not at all associated with those rankings, but basically your wins and losses will then give you a determined point rating, and that will reset at the end of every cycle of a couple of years or something. So that's something for you to strive for, and taking your team all the way to the next level. But let's just jump into some gameplay, I reckon, here of career mode, and then we'll come back, take a look at a star player. As we go into this, you can obviously set the batting and the bowling difficulty as well before you go in game. And there is a brand new feature in career mode here as well, where you can actually choose whether or not you want to play as your individual player, or if you want to play as your entire team. Now, what are the benefits of playing of both? Obviously, if you play your individual player, you'll play much shorter game times. You'll be, you know, focusing on your guy entirely. Whereas if you play as the whole team, your team might be letting you down. You might just want to win a bit more. And basically, the skill points will rank up exactly the same from what I understand. If you are, you know, make 2 runs playing as just yourself, compared to as you play 2 runs making for your team but you get a win, you should still get the same amount of skill points for that one. So we're going to jump into some gameplay. I'm going to let it run through, and then I'm going to pick you guys up at the back end here when, come.
We're live this morning for this T20 match between Geelong and Northcote. I'm Mike Coward, and with me is James Taylor.
Good morning, Mike. I've just been out in the middle looking at conditions. We have a few light clouds around. No chance of any rain, thankfully, Mike.
Let's head down now to the captains for the toss. Well, a bit of a surprise there, batting first in these conditions.
Finally about to get the match under.
Wilkinson moves to 34.
Well, what a delivery.
Bowling a very difficult line for the batsman. That just misses leg stump. Amazing delivery there. Superb bowling. Oh, that's good bowling here. Another dot ball.
Great delivery from the bowler. The batsman totally mistiming it.
Very troubling line there from the bowler.
Loud shout.
That's a wide.
Wide. The bowler beating the batsman all ends up.
In a way, the batsman lucky not to connect there. They totally misread that one. Geelong.
Swing and a miss.
Probably going to be asking for a broader bat for the next one. Smith is now on 2. Moves on to 5.
Chan.
Smith now on 6. End of the over. Two runs added there, that's handy. The fielders will need to chase this one. Very good running there. And the batsman moves on to 12.
Surprise wicket, massive blow.
That wicket changes the dynamic here. The match could start to look very different from now.
Alright, so now that we got that sorted, we managed to lose by 1 run. That's probably my stupid decision to run myself out. We were running pretty short on time at this stage, so kind of just wanted to get as much recording as I could done in terms of the actual career mode. So we went back in to a star player, which is what I'm going to show you in a sec, and sort of the different things that that has to offer. Obviously, this is much more, you know, later on in your career. If you're taking your rookie all the way to the international stage, this is the type of things that you'll be looking at. So you've obviously got different recruitments. You can get recruited by different sides. Obviously, I'm one of the best players in the world. I just picked one of the highest rated in the game. So every single team is trying to get me at this stage. But let's talk a little bit about selection for your sides as well here. And players will actually be selected based on their form and their player rating. So it won't just be, you know, once you hit point X, you're instantly in the team. You might be in, and then you could be out the next week if you have a poor one. All right. Then you're also selected by a sort of range of positions in the order, rather than a specific batting number. So before, if you were batting number 3, once you got into the international side, you would then be number 3. But if you've got like your captain at number 3, and you're only better than, you know, batsmen 4, 5, and 6, they might put you in number 5 instead, because that guy's having, you know, a poorer system, or, you know, poorer season. And so that goes in with the, you know, dynamic selection here, where players are always constantly changing throughout their international sides. And if you do start up from your rookie career stage, which is the new career mode, you will actually see, you know, players coming up alongside you in that career mode from that club level to then international level. So not only are you competing with the stars of the current and present day, but you're actually competing with the upcoming stars that are rising with you. So that's just another little added feature here that I think is really, really cool that people are going to very much enjoy. As you can see, it's a pretty full-on calendar here, not a bunch of test series. They had to compress the schedule, according to Matt, just because, you know, you're obviously limited for how many days you can actually do things. So there's 3 one-day games in a row there. And then we play against Pakistan in the next month. For me, that just looks like the Slytherin logo. I don't know about anyone else, but Harry Potter anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it from everything that I wanted to cover from a career perspective. I might just go through whatever else that I've got recorded here. Once you hit captain in the side, you will be able to, you know, do the toss of the coin. I asked whether or not you would be able to pick the team that gets selected once you become captain. Now, Matt was saying that's a possibility that that might be a feature come launch date, possibly a future, you know, patch update. So there's no guarantees that you'll be able to pick the side in the final game. Just letting you guys know that up front, that, you know, it's a possibility that it could happen, but definitely don't hold your hat out waiting for that to be a feature. Now, I'm going through, because we do have a tri-series going on, so just want to have a look at our tri-series standings here, which is another also new feature. You've got tri-series now that you can have a look at. You can see sort of the different you know, matches that you've played the past 5. Obviously, we're second here to India. We play one more against them, and then I think you play off in a final in those top 2 positions. There may be some where you don't play off in those top 2 positions. But anyway, I was just kind of scrolling through here just to see what kind of you know, series were actually going on, sort of how the screens, different screens looked. Sometimes you've got a standing screen. If it's a little tournament, you might have a 5-way tournament as well going on. So there are plenty more things to do in this career mode. It's extraordinarily big. You can have as many of them as you want, which is, you know, pretty damn cool. Men's and women's, they both run very similarly to how they do in real life. I guess men's is probably runs a bit different because it's just such a weird system. You know, we haven't played Zimbabwe in, you know, however many years, but women's sort of cycles through more accurately compared to how the men's game does. So yeah, the men's game in this obviously does it, you know, properly and how it should. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of career mode. I think there is plenty of cool things to check out. I might go back into the headlines in a sec. You can actually see all of your different teams here. Oh yeah, and one more thing I wanted to show is obviously selection status. So there is so many selection statuses. I'll get into those in just a moment. So those are the 3 teams that I'm actually a part of in those rosters, and that will obviously come up depending on where you are and in your career stage. So here, if I go back to my player, I press triangle, I get to see my selection status. There's so many selections there, all the different tours, all the different series that have gone on, which is really cool. So you can see sort of what you've completed and then what is to come and how you may go in that. And I guess that is where you can track whether you're in or out of that side, and how, I don't know if that shows like how you performed. If you were a star player, does that mean you were picked as a star player, or does that mean you were, you know, trying to become a star player? But let's go into the headlines here. Yeah, so let's just jump into the headlines just to see how it would go as a more active player, I guess, here. So you get 20,000 skill points per match for your internationals here. And you can actually see the team lineup once it gets selected. So you will see that lineup selection there. Different, you know, things, whether you're winning the tours, whether you're winning matches. But here, as I said, you know, here we are with our selected team, batting at number 1 for our sakes. And you can see, like, if you do get 12th man and you get really disappointed with that effort, but it means you just need to improve. But I think that's also a cool thing, because obviously that is a dynamic lineup. It is going to keep changing again and again. You get to see, match results and things like that. Now, I know one people were, were asking, is there World Cups? Yes, there is. We didn't get to look at them at all through here. So every however many years, there will be, a T20 championship, a one-day championship, and then obviously you've got the test rankings that come around every cycle or whatever when they reset. So there is so much to do in this brand new career mode. I hope you guys enjoyed my attempt at an in-depth look. I hoped to cover as much as possible, and I feel like I did that. Again, big thanks to Matt. Thanks to the guys at Big Ant Studios for allowing me to record this stuff at their world premiere yesterday now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a big thumbs up. I will be sure to keep you updated with more stuff as it comes in the future. I might have a couple more gameplay videos to come out throughout the week, but for now I'm very busy, so I can't really guarantee anything. But hopefully you enjoyed this look at career mode. I think you'll all be very pleased with all the off-screen features, which is what I really tried to capture here more than the in-game stuff, sort of what you can actually do out of games. So that's a lot more important in terms of the scheme of things. I thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, and I will see you all later.